Good morning, y'all. Hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I wanted to share some more thoughts about some things, and particularly in the context of regarding Tuesday night's debate, and then some comments that I made yesterday following Tuesday night's debate. So, give you all a couple minutes before I get in and start my day. But I want to share my thoughts and then let the chips fall where they may after that. First of all, before I am anything else, I am a Christian. I'm a born-again believer of Jesus Christ. I believe that He died on the cross for my sins. I believe that I could not have paid my own debt because it would have taken me an eternity in hell to do so. I believe that salvation only comes by faith and trust through Jesus Christ. It does not come through the Pope. It does not come through Mary. It does not come through Casey, JoJo, none of them. It comes only through the person of Jesus Christ. Therefore, my allegiance is to Him and His Lordship. Period. Full stop. That's what my allegiance is to. That's what my devotion by the grace and Spirit of God is to. It's to Christ. And Him only do I serve. I love the church. I love those who comprise the church, both visibly, as far as I know that they're professing Christians, and give evidence of that by living a holy life, not perfect, but striving to be holy like all of us should be. And I love the church invisible. My devotion is to God, and my devotion is to His people, and also my devotion is to His word. Therefore, what I say, I strive to align my thoughts, my convictions, my perspective, my worldview based on the pages of Holy Writ. That's it. So when I put up posts or when I make statements, I strive to be biblical. I strive to go book, chapter, verse. I strive to be that. And I make no apologies for that. Make no apologies for that whatsoever. So when I see bias, when I see inconsistency, when I see behavior, when I see patterns of thought that are expressed publicly that does not coincide, that does not concur, that does not coagulate with the commandments of God's word, I have a right and obligation to speak out on it. I call things as I see it. If it's a ball, I call it a ball. If it's a strike, I call it a strike. I don't care who's standing at the plate. If you swing and miss, I'm not going to say that you hit a home run. If it's a foul ball, it's a foul ball. Period. But what I've been noticing from a lot of professing believers, and for me, a lot of you can't put me in your box because I'm not devoted to anything other than God and His people. Now, I say that because in light of this recent debate and in light of this political election that is on the rise and is soon to be here and be done and over with, I hope and pray to God after November, I'm noticing that people, those of you, and I'm going to use this term just for identification purposes, those of you who are conservative, Republican, those of you who are Christian conservatives on the right, your statements, your conclusions regarding Tuesday night's debate concern me. It concerns me. Your slips are showing. You see, it's one thing for an unbeliever to be biased because, you know, they have no filter or spiritual governor to check them, to call them to repentance when they observe that they're being biased. But you and I who are Christians, bias, favoritism, excuse making, deflecting when there is clear behavior of wrongdoing should never be named among those of us who profess to be Christians. Never. And when it is, because we're not perfect, we should receive correction, whether we like it or not, but we should receive it nonetheless. So when I see a debate that went completely off the hinges, when I see a president who I, as a Christian, pray for, according to 1 Timothy 2, 1 and 2, who I pray for, just like I prayed for Obama for the past 8 years that he was in office. But when I see a president who I pray for and who I plan on voting for this coming election cycle, behave in a way that was unprofessional, carry himself in a way that was inexcusable, behave rudely, I can't justify that, and neither should you. But some of you have. What do you mean by that, Saiko? Well, let me just cut to the chase and just say what I need to say. And this is in context to the video that I did yesterday. But I made a post yesterday, and I simply said, in preparedness, in the category of preparedness, Trump took an L. He took an L. He did not come in prepared. He underestimated Biden, and it showed. It showed. It showed in his response, and it showed in his lack of responding to these slow ball, straight across the plate pitches of lies that Biden threw at him. Now, I understand what he was up against. Believe me, I understand what he was up against. Totally understand what he was up against. Listen, this man has had the entire world against him since he came down that elevator in Trump Tower. But we all should find it rather odd and rather interesting that prior to Trump announcing his candidacy as a Republican nominee for president, the world loved Trump. And I mentioned this before, so I'm not trying to be redundant here. But the world loved Trump. But the nanosecond he decided to become president, the world came against him. When I say the world, I'm talking about the mainstream media. I'm talking about entertainers. I'm talking about politicians. I'm talking about all of them. Okay? So I totally understand what he is up against. And I told my wife and we was praying this morning. Trump was on my heart this morning. I mean, overwhelmingly so. And I was just praying and asking for God to protect this man, to shield this man, for this man to be humble and teachable and receive the wisdom from people who really have his back. Because a lot of people don't have his back. He's faced betrayal. No question, no doubt about it. You know he's faced betrayal. You know he's faced a lot of fair weather, fake, sometimey friends and sometimey colleagues. You know he has. So he's up against a lot. I would not want to be Trump for not even a day. However, in light of that, you can only imagine the weight and the pressure that this man is facing, but yet he still comes out swinging. He still comes out trying to do what he promised, he said he was going to do when he decided to become president. So I get it. I totally understand. I totally understand. Let me give you all some information real quick. You know, when he was inaugurated as president, 25% of the Democrat delegation did not attend this man's inauguration. Namely, John Lewis, who openly called and accused Trump of being a racist. 25% of delegates of the Democratic Party, particularly black folk, refused to attend his inauguration, and in fact, they boycotted it. Now, flip that thing on its head and imagine if Republicans, particularly white ones, were to do that to Obama when he was inaugurated as president. Oh, we'll be in DEFCON 1. We'll be in DEFCON 1. Jets will be flying. Targets will be sighted and acquired. If that were to happen to Obama. And white Republicans did that to Obama. Racist. They'd have been screaming it all day long. This man had 25% of Democrat delegation boycott and come against his inauguration. Didn't even attend it. And they also, and then the black Congressional Caucus, they refused to attend his State of the Union address. Most of the black folk didn't even attend his State of the Union. Any of them. So this man is up against a lot. Remember when they tried to, matter of fact, they did try to invoke or attempted to invoke the 25th Amendment against this man. All this was happening in the 3.5 years this man has been in office, almost going on 4 now. You know what the 25th Amendment is? When they tried to declare a president mentally unfit to serve as president. This man had to get his own doctor to testify that he's not crazy, that he's not mentally unfit. But what does that say about the people who voted for him? Now y'all saying that these people are crazy for putting him in office? But prior to him becoming president, prior to him becoming a president candidate or nominee for president, everybody loved him. He wasn't crazy when rappers wanted to be like him. He wasn't crazy when people like Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton were getting money for him. When Jesse Jackson was funded by Trump in '84, twice, in '84 and in '88, I believe, to run for president. Trump funded Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign. Trump did. This is the same Trump that sued Mar-a-Lago and the Anti-Defamation League. They supported Trump in that because they were being prejudiced against Jews. But he's a racist. So this man has gone through a lot. Their whole Russia collusion. All these things this man has gone through and experienced, all because he decided to become president. This man has taken a pay cut. This man has taken a loss. His businesses are not being patronized anymore. People are believing lies so much that this man's businesses are suffering for it, all because he's president. He takes his salary as president and he donates it to charities. He only takes $1, and then the rest of his money, he gives it all to charity. So this man is taking a hit. He's taking a severe hit for becoming president. This man has lost a lot. His family has lost a lot. It takes a special kind of person to be president, especially a person like Trump. So when I hear people come to me or come at me because I said that Trump took an L on Tuesday night, I'm saying that based on observation. I'm not saying that because I'm some weak Trump supporter. And so when I see the things that he's gone up against, I totally get it. I totally understand. The man was impeached. And if Democrats had the Senate, he would have been gone. So you know that it's only by God's grace that this man is still president of the United States today. Only by God's grace. But his behavior and how he responded during the debate was still out of pocket. We as Christians, we cannot excuse that. But I understand the frustration. I totally get it. I totally understand. But it does not excuse what he did. Christians, you and I should be able to call a spade regardless of who it is. Because when we start operating in partiality and bias, we're violating James 2:1. We cannot do that. It is a sin to do that. Now, it's sad when you have people who are not even Christians will say, hey, yeah, Trump was being rude, man. He should have let Biden talk. And that's all he really had to do was let Biden talk. Just let him talk. Let him hang himself. Let him step back, fall in his own hole. I mean, Larry Elder even said, and Larry Elder is a Trump supporter. Larry Elder said, listen, you know you had undecided people watching this debate. And Larry Elder said, if I was an undecided voter watching what occurred that Tuesday night, he said, I wouldn't have voted for neither one of them. And this is Larry Elder, the sage from South Central. He said that. He said if he was an undecided voter and he did not know which candidate, which person to vote for, man, he said, man, after watching that, he would have still been undecided. So I'm not coming from a place of ignorance here when I present this information to y'all. I'm trying to be as fair as I possibly can, but I have to call what I see what I see. And what I saw was a man that allowed unpreparedness to now determine how he was going to respond to all these lies. I mean, Biden threw out a bunch of lies that should have been checked and should have been knocked out the park. Period. I mean, come on, y'all. We all know that the economy prior to the coronavirus was booming. Everybody was doing well, particularly black people, black folk, particularly black people. Trump was the one that wrote the First Step, put the First Step Act into play. He signed the First Step Act. 5,000 people who were in prison for nonviolent offenses, 2,000, particularly black folk, were released. Now, you know we make up most of the prisons as far as population is concerned. So the First Step Act benefited black people. Lowest unemployment in the history ever in our country. Lowest unemployment for black people. And it's not just for black people, it's for all Americans, that how this man, by God's grace, has been used to benefit everyone. Trump has nothing to be ashamed of regarding the accomplishment that God has used sovereignly to help him to achieve. First Step Act, lowest unemployment rate ever for black people, for Hispanics, for women. These are all facts. This stuff not even made up. Trump is the one that signed the Music Monetization Act. You know what that is? Basically, artists get paid for their music. Particularly black folk who have been jilted and suckered and played by the music industry. Trump is the one that signed that. In fact, one of the members of Sam and Dave attended the signing and witnessed that be signed into office. Exactly, Henry. Permanent HBCUs. Black folk. Listen, if Trump is a racist, he really sucks at being a racist, y'all. That man sucks at being a racist. This man has helped the family of Jennifer Hudson when her nephew, and I believe her brother, somebody like that. I know her nephew when they were murdered. Y'all remember this what happened in Chicago? Trump is the one that put that family up in his hotel. He paid full fare. And you already know why Jennifer Hudson ain't gonna come out and say anything in defense of this man, because it'll be career suicide for her. Not justifying it, just saying that's how it goes. That's how wicked the entertainment industry is. This man has done a lot for black people. This man has done a lot for America, period. Period. I mean, 3.5 years, almost going on 4, this man has accomplished more than any president that I've seen. He pardoned Jack Johnson. That was a 15-year ordeal. And Trump is the one who pardoned Jack Johnson. Trump pardoned Alice Johnson. No relation, I believe. I don't think. Oh, by the way, Jack Johnson, black man. He was a boxer. Alice Johnson, black woman. Y'all see the pattern here? Do you see what's going on here? If he's a racist, if Trump is a racist, he sucks. Racists don't release people from prison, y'all. Not racists that I know. I don't know too many racists. Matter of fact, I don't know any racists that will want to see black people succeed and excel and thrive. Not no racists that I know. Maybe he need to take a racism 101 class, because he's failing at being a racist to me. So he signs the First Step Act. He pardons Jack Johnson. He pardons Alice Johnson. He supports school choice. He supports school choice because he knows a good education leads to success. He supports school choice. These Democrats, these race-baiting Negroes and these eggshell-walking white Democrats, they don't support school choice. Why? Because they are in league, they are in bed with the teachers' unions. They don't support private school. They don't support charter school. And you dang on sure know they don't support homeschool. Because when your child is not in public school, that's no money. So Trump says, listen, the money should follow the child, not the child follow the money. These are all facts, people. Trump supports that. Biden and Obama didn't support that. And oh, by the way, how come Trump is passing all these laws in the books that benefits black people? But wait a minute, you had Obama for the past 8 years, didn't do jack for black folk. But y'all worshiped him, and he did nothing for black people. He did more for the LGBTQ, XYG, elemental P people than he has ever done for the BLACK people. Explain that to me, because I'm confused. I don't get it. Maybe my short bus ain't pull up yet and I ain't get on it yet. I don't know. Something's wrong with me if I don't see it. I must be slower than cold syrup right now, because I don't see the connection here. How is it that a quote unquote country is still racist, but you had a black man be voted as president twice in this country? 75 years ago, people were polled and said, would you vote for a black president? Said no. Couldn't see it happening. Not happening. 75 years ago, no, not going to happen. Now, you have black president, black attorney general, black AGs, black congressmen, black people in positions of power, and yet people want to still say that America is a racist country. I don't get it. I don't see it. Trump is the one that God has used to put these things into play. Trump is the one that's done that. And riddle me this also, Batman. If the public school systems are not bad, then why is it that in Philly, teachers who have children, I don't know, 44%, I believe, based on the polls and research, 44% of parents who have children, they don't send their children to public school. They go to private schools. 39% of parents who have kids who are able to go to school, their children don't go to public schools. I'm just trying to understand this. 25% of parents who have children don't send their kids to public school. They go to private schools. And overall, I believe, give or take, maybe 10% of our nation's population, they don't send their kids to public school. Maybe that, I don't know, maybe it's me. That should be telling us something on what is happening in the public school system and why Trump believes that school choice, parents should have the authority. Parents should have the right to send their child where they want their child to be educated. And listen, I'm speaking from personal experience. When our children were told, or when the school board tried to tell our kids, or tell me and my wife, and we were living in Sugarland at the time, Sugarland, Texas. They were telling us, "Oh, your kids gonna have to go to this school." We like almost, no, they're not. And we decided to pull our kids out before they started getting crazy. But when they started making them decisions, yeah, we definitely pulled them out, and now we homeschool. Teachers on. I'm not judging anybody that's sending their children to public school. I'm not saying that. I'm just speaking from our experience. But if Trump's a racist, why would he want to see the black community thrive? Why would he want to see Hispanics and Latinos thrive? Why? If he's a racist. Again, he sucks at being one if he is. Big time. How is it? And I'm just thinking about this stuff. Trump is the one who wants border control. He doesn't want our borders to be open and flooded with illegal aliens, because you know why? When you have illegals coming in, it affects black folk. It affects Hispanic folk. It affects minorities. Why? Because when you have these illegal aliens coming in and they're taking all the jobs away from black folk and Hispanic and Latino folk who are here legally, it affects our opportunities to receive jobs and to get the help that we need and to be qualified for the jobs that we sign up for. Trump is the one. And have you noticed, all these quote unquote refugees that tried to come in over here? Where they at now? I ain't trying to be, funny, but where they at? You don't hear anything about them now. You hear anybody talking about walking over here now, do you? Trump did that. God used Trump to do that. Blacks and Hispanic folk who live in the hood, they want school choice. But these white Democrats that live in the suburbs, they don't want it. I wonder why. And what I'm saying is this. All of these are things that Trump should have brought up. And listen, I'm not trying to be armchair quarterback here. I'm just stating facts. I hope and pray to God that he does it in third debate. But when these things were made, when these lies were made and thrown over the plate about Trump being a racist, Trump should have knocked that mess smack out of the park. He should have immediately came and said, hold up, Joe. You a lie. Now, whoever's trying to put this information in your ear, literally, tell them I said that Jake Tapper and Michael Schmuckonitz, both from CNN, both publicly admitted that I never said that there were good people on both sides regarding white supremacists and Antifa. He was talking about the Robert E. Lee statue debate and people on both sides saying that it should stay up and it should come down. He made that clear. Just watch the other video that he did. Just go online and look at the clips. It's right there. Trump missed an opportunity to knock that out the park. He did not take advantage of those things. And that's my point. So when I say, when I'm coming from a place of objectivity, I'm not some weak, quote unquote, Trump supporter. I come with facts. Come with facts. When Trump was asked to denounce Antifa and white supremacists, as he's already done, the gun should have been turned on Joe Biden. Wait a minute, Joe. When are you going to denounce Robert Byrd? When are you going to denounce these white supremacists and these KKK advocates that you've been rocking with and that you've been supporting? When are you going to do that? When Trump was accused of being a racist by Joe Biden, Trump automatically should have came for his neck and say, "Hold up, Joe. You've been pandering to black folk for years, lying about how you were walking with black people and trying to help them to desegregate schools and all this other kind of stuff." He should expose them. Even the New York Times exposed Joe Biden as being a liar. The New York Times. New York Times is not a conservative newspaper. New York Times is left wing. And even they exposed Joe Biden as being a lie. When Joe Biden was saying that him and Andrew Young, the mayor of Atlanta back in the day, that they were arrested for trying to see Nelson Mandela. Andrew Young said, "Man, boy, stop." Just paraphrasing. Andrew Young said, "Boy, stop lying. I ain't never been arrested, neither have you. We ain't been to no Soweto." These are all facts. Trump should have smacked him upside the head with all them lies. He should have smacked him upside the head when he said that the NAACP has endorsed him. The NAACP put out a statement, put out an article, said, no, that ain't happened. We're a 501c3 company. We don't, organization rather. We don't endorse candidates, and we definitely didn't endorse you. See, all of these are opportunities that Trump missed because he allowed emotion to dominate. He did not come prepared. I hope and pray to God that he does this time. I really do. But he did not. You never underestimate your enemy. Never. I told my sister April Chapman the other day when she and I was talking, I said he needed to go on the attack. I mean, go straight for his neck in the debate. Not be rude, but he should have came prepared. I hope and pray that he comes prepared these next two debates. I hope and pray also that Vice President Pence comes prepared because he's dealing with a Jezzy. You know she's gonna throw out the race card because he's automatically white. So automatically that denotes him as being a racist. You know that. You're not playing with people who are fighting fair. You're playing with people who throw rabbit punches. You're playing with people who hit below the belt. And all I'm saying is, those of us who are Christians, we need to call balls, balls, and strikes, strikes. Call it like you see it, not how you wish you saw it. Because it makes you no different in the world when you operate like that. So, I got to get out of here. Got to get ready for work. My day is starting. Sharing your day with me. Please like this video. Share this video. Please go to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. Love, Life, and Marriage with the Woods. We got a new video out today. Marriage is what you make it. Please like, please subscribe, please share these videos. It is for your viewing and edification, and also we just pray that you will support it as well. So, love you all. Have a great day. Y'all know the drill. Whatever you do, do all to the glory out of God. God bless.